When Allah is your protector, no one can break you. And when Allah raises you, no one can bring you down. Chosen one, have you ever wondered why people seem uneasy around you? Why some admire you in silence, but others whisper against you? It is not because of your wealth, nor your status, nor anything superficial. It is because Allah has placed inside you a rare light, a fearless heart, and an independent spirit that refuses to bow to anyone but Him. This fearlessness cannot be purchased, and this independence cannot be taught in schools. It is a gift from Allah, and it intimidates those who live chained to fear, dependency, and the approval of others. They cannot understand how you keep standing when life tried to break you, how you keep walking when doors were slammed in your face, and how you keep smiling when storms surround you. Today, we will uncover 7 powerful lessons about why your fearlessness and independence unsettle the world, and why this is one of the greatest signs that you are among Allah's chosen ones. Chosen one, understand this well. Your fearlessness does not come from arrogance, recklessness, or some empty confidence in yourself. It comes from your heart being anchored in tawakkul, complete trust and reliance upon Allah. While others tremble at the thought of losing money, losing status, or losing the approval of people, you move with serenity because you know the one who owns the heavens, and the earth also owns your destiny. You are fearless because you are not relying on your own strength. You are relying on the strength of Al-Qawi, the all-powerful. You are not terrified of tomorrow because you know Al-Alim, the all-knowing, is already there, and you are not enslaved to fear because you know Al-Wakil, the best disposer of affairs, is managing every detail of your life. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that if we truly placed our trust in Allah, He would provide for us as He provides for the birds. They leave their nests hungry in the morning and return with their bellies full. That is the secret of your courage. The world looks at you and sees someone who is not shaken by storms, not broken by betrayals, not chained by fear of loss. They do not understand it, and it intimidates them because they cannot imagine a life where their hearts are not bound to the fragile strings of this dunya. But your tawakkul is your shield. It is your freedom. It is the fire inside you that refuses to be extinguished. And it is the very reason why people cannot figure out how you keep walking forward with such unshakable strength, because they cannot see the one who is carrying you. Chosen one, one of the most intimidating truths about you is that you carry an independence that cannot be bought, manipulated, or controlled. In a world where most people are enslaved by money, status, and the opinions of others, you stand apart as someone who refuses to bow to anything except Allah. This independence is not pride, nor is it stubbornness. It is dignity, and dignity is one of the greatest blessings Allah gives to His chosen servants. The Quran reminds us, and to Allah belongs all honor, and to His messenger, and to the believers. Surah Al-Munafiqun 63:8. This means true honor, true independence, and true freedom are gifts that come only from Allah, not from the hands of people. And because you have rooted your soul in Him, no human being has the power to own you. Think about the world around you. So many people are chained. Some are chained to the opinions of others, constantly living and breathing for validation. Some are chained to wealth, living their whole lives for a paycheck, terrified that if the world cuts them off, they will collapse. Some are chained to relationships, unable to function without the approval, attention, or attachment of another human being. But you, chosen one, are free from these chains. You know that risk comes from Allah alone. You know that people's approval cannot add an atom's weight to what Allah has already written for you. You know that love, companionship and sustenance all flow from Him, and when He wills, He can replace anything and anyone. This unshakable independence unsettles people because they cannot control you, they cannot bribe you, they cannot silence you, and they cannot own you. Even in the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, this lesson is crystal clear. The Quraysh tried to buy him with wealth, with status, with leadership, begging him to stop calling to Allah's oneness. But he answered with a statement of independence that echoed through history. By Allah, if they were to place the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, I would not abandon this mission until Allah makes it prevail or I perish. This is the spirit you carry, a spirit that cannot be purchased by dunya, and that is why people fear you, because you remind them of the weakness of their own souls. Chosen one, your independence makes you unshakable. When others panic at losing their jobs, you remain calm because you know Allah is the provider. When others bend their morals for a taste of worldly gain, you remain firm because you know honor comes only from Allah. When others beg to belong to groups, cliques or circles just to feel valuable, you walk alone with your head held high because you know that walking with Allah is worth more than walking with the whole world. And this terrifies those who build their power on control because your independence exposes that they have no power over you. So remember this. Your independence is not a weakness to be hidden. It is a gift to be cherished. Protect it, nurture it, and use it in service of Allah, because a chosen one who bows only to Allah cannot be owned by creation. And when you carry yourself with this dignity, you not only intimidate the arrogant, you inspire the oppressed, reminding them that freedom begins when you put your trust back in the one who owns everything. Chosen one of the reasons people find you so intimidating is because your bravery acts like a mirror. And when they look into that mirror, they see the reflection of their own cowardice. Your courage, your willingness to face truth even when it's unpopular, your ability to stand firm when others crumble, all of this shines a light on the fears they try so hard to hide. Most people live quietly enslaved by fear. Fear of speaking the truth, fear of standing alone, fear of losing comfort, fear of being judged. But when you walk into the room with calm boldness, when you choose integrity over silence, when you put your trust in Allah and act with confidence, you unknowingly expose how fragile their own hearts truly are. And instead of being inspired by your example, many of them feel threatened because your bravery reminds them of everything they are not. Remember, the bravery of the chosen ones is not reckless arrogance. It is a bravery rooted in faith. It is the kind of bravery the Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, showed when he stood before his entire people and broke the idols they worshipped. It is the bravery of Musa, peace be upon him, when he faced Pharaoh, the most tyrannical ruler of his time, armed with nothing but the staff Allah placed in his hand. It is the bravery of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he stood alone in Mecca, mocked, slandered, threatened, yet refused to compromise the message of La ilaha illa Allah. These prophets were not fearless because they were invincible. They were fearless because they knew Allah was with them. And chosen one, that same spirit of faith is what Allah has placed inside you. Your bravery makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to question their own choices. They wonder, why can they speak when I stay silent? Why can they walk alone when I cannot even take a step without approval? Why can they sacrifice while I cling to comfort? Your very existence unsettles them because it reveals the chains they've chosen to wear. And instead of admitting their weakness and turning back to Allah, many react with envy, gossip, or hostility toward you. But do not be shaken. Their reaction is proof that your bravery is real and it is powerful. Chosen one, know that your courage is not just for you. It is a trust from Allah. Every time you stand up, you plant seeds in the hearts of those who are secretly watching, those who feel trapped in their fears but long for freedom. Even if they never admit it, your bravery whispers to them that they too can rise. This is why the world both fears you and needs you. And this is why you must never dim your light. Because when the cowardly feel exposed, they may resent you. But when the oppressed see your strength, they will be inspired to find their own. So walk with dignity, chosen one. Do not apologize for your courage. Do not shrink your bravery to make the fearful comfortable. Remember that Allah did not give you this fire to hide it under ashes. He gave it to you to guide, to inspire, and to expose the falsehood that fear tries to protect. And even if people call you intimidating, remember this: your bravery is not a threat. It is a sign that Allah has chosen you to walk a path where few dare to tread. Chosen one of the greatest mysteries people cannot understand about you is how you move with such calmness, such certainty, such unshakable assurance, even in the face of storms. They see you lose opportunities that would have broken others, and yet you smile. They see you betrayed by those you trusted, and yet you keep walking forward. They see doors closing all around you, and yet you are never in despair. What they cannot grasp is that you walk with the confidence of Qadr, the divine decree of Allah. You live with the certainty that nothing can touch you except what Allah has written for you, and nothing can be withheld from you if Allah has already decreed it. This knowledge shields your heart from panic and keeps your steps steady, while the hearts of others shake at the smallest trials. Most people live in constant fear of what if? What if I lose my job? What if people abandon me? What if I don't get what I want? What if tomorrow is worse than today? These fears haunt them, drain them, and keep them enslaved to anxiety. But chosen one, you are different. You know that your risk is written, your lifespan is fixed, your tests are measured, and your end is in Allah's hands alone. This is why you are fearless when others tremble. This is why you do not bow to people, because you know they hold nothing over you. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Know that if the entire nation were to gather together to benefit you with something, they would not benefit you except with what Allah had already prescribed for you. And if they were to gather together to harm you with something, they would not harm you except with what Allah had already prescribed against you." Tirmidhi. This hadith is the secret behind your confidence. You move with the certainty that no hand can block what Allah has opened, and no enemy can open what Allah has sealed. Your confidence intimidates people because they live in slavery to the dunya. They beg, they chase, they compromise, thinking that if they don't cling to people, they will lose everything. But when they see you walking with calm dignity, relying on none but Allah, it unsettles them. They wonder, what gives them this strength? How can they still stand after everything they've faced? And they do not realize that the source of your strength is invisible to their eyes. It is your unwavering belief in Allah's decree. Chosen one, your confidence is not arrogance. It is humility, because it comes from surrender. You are not saying, I control my fate. You are saying, I accept whatever Allah writes for me, knowing His wisdom is greater than mine. That surrender makes you powerful beyond comprehension, because when others collapse under trials, you remain steady. When others cling to illusions, you cling to certainty. When others are paralyzed by fear of tomorrow, you walk boldly into it, knowing that tomorrow is already written by the one who loves you more than you love yourself. So never let their confusion or intimidation make you shrink. You are walking with the quiet power of Qadr, and that is why you cannot be broken. You know that losses are not truly losses if Allah replaces them with growth. You know that delays are not failures if Allah used them to prepare you. You know that every closed door is mercy and every opened path is guidance. And because of this, you walk with a confidence that rattles the insecure and terrifies the oppressor. Remember, chosen one, you are not fearless because life is easy. You are fearless because your heart rests in the decree of the most merciful, and that is a fortress no one can invade. Chosen one of the most frightening truths for the people around you is that you cannot be bought, bribed, or tempted with the fleeting glitter of this world. In a society where nearly everyone has a price, your refusal to sell your soul for temporary gains makes you untouchable. Most people are controlled not with chains, but with offers of comfort, wealth, attention, or status. They can be silenced with money, manipulated with praise, or distracted with pleasures. But you, chosen one, are different. Allah has purified your heart from the love of dunya, so when people dangle its treasures before you, you do not run after them. You know that this world is nothing but a passing shadow, and the hereafter is the true life. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us, "The world is a prison for the believer and a paradise for the disbeliever." Sahih Muslim. That is how you see the dunya, not as something to be worshipped, but as a test you must pass through. And this terrifies those who live for it, because they cannot control someone whose heart is not for sale. Think of the countless ways people are bribed every day. Some sacrifice their values for a promotion. Some betray their loved ones for wealth. Some abandon their deen for acceptance, trading the eternal for the temporary. They bow to dunya because their hearts are chained to it. But you, chosen one, have been set free by Allah. You would rather walk away empty-handed with your honor intact than hold the dunya in your hand while losing your soul. You would rather sleep in hardship with Allah's pleasure than sleep in luxury under His anger. This terrifies those who are used to controlling others with dunya, because their weapons do not work on you. They cannot silence your truth with money. They cannot lure you away from your path with promises of comfort. They cannot buy your loyalty, because your loyalty is already owned by Allah alone. Even the prophets, peace be upon them all, showed this same unshakable independence. When the Quraysh tried to tempt the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, with wealth, leadership, and women in exchange for abandoning his call to Islam, he refused without hesitation. He understood that no amount of dunya could equal the worth of his mission. And this is the spirit Allah has placed in you, the refusal to exchange the eternal for the temporary. People fear you because they know if you cannot be bribed, then you cannot be controlled. If you cannot be tempted by dunya, then your strength is far beyond their reach. Chosen one, understand the power of this blessing. Your heart's detachment from dunya is what makes you dangerous to oppressors and liberating to the oppressed. You are not swayed by what they offer you, nor are you broken by what they withhold from you. Your eyes are fixed on Jannah, so you see every worldly gain as small and every worldly loss as meaningless compared to what Allah has promised. And this frightens people because they cannot understand how you remain unmoved by the things they chase all their lives. So never let them convince you that you are strange for not being tempted. You are not strange, you are chosen. You are living proof that real freedom comes when the dunya no longer owns your heart. Protect this gift because it is your shield against corruption and your light in times of darkness. And remember, the world may see you as unbending, but in truth, you are simply devoted to Allah. And a soul that is devoted to Him cannot be bribed, cannot be broken, and cannot be owned. Chosen one of the hidden reasons people react so strongly to your presence is because your inner strength exposes their inner weakness. You do not even have to speak. Sometimes it is simply the way you walk into a room, the way you carry yourself with quiet dignity, the way you endure hardships without crumbling. It unsettles them. Why? Because they see in you what they wish they had, but do not. They see resilience where they have only fragility. They see courage where they have only hesitation. They see independence where they have only dependency. And when your strength shines, it forces them to confront the truth they try to bury, that their lives are built on shaky foundations, while yours is built on the rock of faith. Most people hide behind masks. They act confident in public, but behind closed doors they are drowning in fear, shame, and dependency. They depend on others to make choices for them, to validate their worth, to tell them who they are. They rely on society's approval to feel alive, on wealth to feel secure, on relationships to feel valued. But when they encounter you, someone who relies only on Allah, their illusions collapse. Your strength makes them realize how weak their foundations truly are. Instead of admitting this and turning back to Allah, many of them react with hostility, envy, or even hatred toward you, not because you harmed them, but because your strength makes their weakness too obvious to ignore. Remember the words of Allah in the Quran, "Do not lose heart or despair. You will have the upper hand if you are true believers." Surah Al-Imran 3:139. This verse is a secret of the chosen ones. You carry strength not because of who you are, but because of who you believe in. Your faith gives you a backbone that the world cannot bend. You do not collapse under betrayal because you know Allah never betrays. You do not drown in loss because you know Allah replaces. You do not fear standing alone because you know Allah is always with you. And this terrifies those who live their entire lives clinging to others for support. Look at the history of the prophets, peace be upon them all. Yusuf, peace be upon him, was thrown into a well, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly. Yet he remained unshaken, and Allah raised him from prisoner to ruler. His strength exposed the weakness of those who betrayed him, the cowardice of those who wronged him. Musa, peace be upon him, stood before Pharaoh with nothing but a staff, and yet his strength exposed the emptiness of Pharaoh's false power. Even our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he endured exile, loss, and constant attacks, carried himself with unshakable faith. His strength exposed the weakness of Quraysh, whose power depended only on wealth and numbers, not on truth. You, chosen one, walk in the shadow of this same legacy. Your strength is not loud, but it is undeniable. It is in the way you rise again after every fall. It is in the way you forgive when others would seek revenge. It is in the way you keep moving forward, even when your heart is heavy. This kind of strength cannot be faked, and it cannot be bought. It is a gift Allah gives only to His chosen ones, and because of that, the weak feel naked in your presence. They feel small, insecure, and threatened because you are a living reminder that weakness is not an excuse when faith is available. Chosen one, never apologize for your strength. It was forged in fire, in nights of tears, in battles that no one saw, in patience that only Allah witnessed. It is your crown, your shield, and your proof that Allah has been with you through it all. Some will hate you for it, others will envy you for it. But remember this: the oppressed will be inspired by it, and the weak who seek Allah will find hope in it. Your strength is not just for you. It is a sign, a testimony, a reminder to the world that those who rely on Allah can never be broken. And that is why your presence will always expose the weakness of those who try to hide behind dunya. Chosen one, your very existence is living proof that honor, respect, and dignity are not something human beings can give or take away. They come only from Allah, and He grants them to whomever He chooses. The people of this world chase after status, wealth, followers, and power, thinking these things will guarantee them importance. They believe that if they can buy enough influence, control enough people, or silence enough voices, then they will be seen as strong. But when they see you, someone who has none of their games yet still walks with dignity, someone who has been through storms yet stands tall, someone who refuses to bow to them but bows only to Allah, it shakes them deeply, because you are a reminder that their worldly ladders are fragile and fake. You are a reminder that no matter how high they climb through lies, oppression, or manipulation, Allah can erase their status in a moment and raise someone they thought was beneath them. This is exactly what Allah tells us in the Quran. You honor whom you will, and you humble whom you will. Quran 3:26. Think about your journey. They tried to belittle you, ignore you, and make you feel small. They spread lies about you, mocked you, and thought they could erase your light. Yet Allah used every attempt they made against you as a step for your growth. You gained strength in the places they hoped you would break. You gained wisdom from the very pain they laughed at. You rose in dignity when they thought they had dragged you down in shame. And the most powerful part? You did it without their help, without begging for their approval, without compromising your faith to fit into their systems. That is why your presence intimidates them, because it proves that honor is not in their hands. It has always been in Allah's hands. Every time they see you, they are forced to face a painful truth. All their plotting, all their jealousy, and all their arrogance cannot cancel what Allah has written for you. They may try to lock doors, but Allah opens others. They may try to silence you, but Allah gives your words weight. They may try to turn people against you, but Allah turns hearts in your favor. And this drives them mad because it destroys their illusion of control. They hate you not because of who you are, but because of what you represent. You are proof that Allah decides who is honored and who is humbled. No amount of wealth, inheritance, or followers can compete with the dignity that Allah Himself writes upon the hearts of people. Chosen one, never forget. Your presence in their lives is bigger than you. It is a divine sign, a reminder to them and to everyone watching that Allah is the true source of honor and power. You are like a living ayah, a walking reminder that Allah's plan is unstoppable and no amount of envy or oppression can erase it. That's why some fear you, some envy you, and some even secretly admire you. You are evidence that those who trust Allah, stay patient and hold fast to Him will always be lifted, even when the whole world tries to push them down. And though your rise makes others uncomfortable, it also makes them witnesses that Allah raises whom He wills, and no one can change what He has decreed. Chosen one, now you see why your fearlessness and independence shake people to their core. It is not arrogance, it is not pride. It is simply the strength that comes when your heart belongs to Allah alone. You walk in a world full of chains, but you refuse to be owned. You stand in front of those who pretend to be powerful, but your bravery exposes their weakness. You carry yourself with dignity because you know honor does not come from creation. It comes from the Creator. And this is why they fear you, why they envy you, why they try so hard to stop you. But no matter how much they fight, they cannot erase the light Allah has placed within you. Never forget, you are living proof that Allah raises whom He wills, and no one can touch what He has decreed for you. Let their whispers be loud, your silence speaks louder. Let their games continue. Allah's plan has already written your victory. Your presence is not just survival, it is a statement that honor, power, and victory belong to Allah and to those who put their trust in Him. So walk forward with confidence, chosen one, because your path is protected, your rise is unstoppable, and your story is only beginning. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wisdom of the Prophets. Together, let's spread the light of truth.